Hey, Richard, how's it going? Welcome on in. Hey, Luminard, how are you? Welcome on in. All right, guys, we'll be getting started in a couple minutes here. So thanks for stopping on in. Reynaldemar, welcome in. Gonna get started here pretty soon, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Hey, Trevor, how's it going? Welcome on in. Alrighty, guys. So it is 6 p.m. and we are going to get started here. To everyone here, thanks for stopping in. Just a question: the music. Can you guys hear the music? Is it too distracting, or is it not even coming through for you guys? It's just on a laptop next to me, so it's not exactly the best, most bumping sound system in the world. But anyway, guys, you let me know if it gets too distracting. But um, I guess we'll start this off. So this is Whatnot Show number 2. Again, I am Darren from Mog's Palace. And because it's show number 2, just going to kind of introduce myself to all of you guys. I am a big Final Fantasy and Square Enix fan. And recently, the girlfriend and I have gotten into collecting Final Fantasy figures, as you see before you here. And, we had a lot of difficulty finding a lot of the figures, especially locally, especially from American distributors and shops and whatnot. So I kind of wanted to start up a business, Mog's Palace, to be able to bring a lot of the really cool figures that we've had to try and track down and import from Japan, bring them here and bring them here to you guys. Now, we are a very collector focused business. Again, the girlfriend and I, we are huge fans. And are slowly building our collection over the past 2 months or so. Kind of show off some of the stuff here, give you guys a bit of a look at this very currently messy game room and getting prepared for the show. But again, we're big fans, we're big collectors ourselves, and a big focus that we have is being able to bring this stuff back here so other people can enjoy it. All of the nostalgic Final Fantasy goods that are out there and enjoy them like we have. So, again, thanks for stopping in, guys. We will get now to, hey, Monkey, thanks for stopping in. We're going to get to the figures that you see here. We've got some for sale. So I kind of want to show them off. So a big thing that I want to do for Mog's Palace is, to the best of my ability, because I also love collecting and not just, can you see Yuffie? Yeah, absolutely. Here, hang on. Let me, she, I will say, is an amazing figure. She is from the Play Arts Kai line. Now, Play Arts Kai was basically the premium line of Square Enix figures for quite some time. This year, actually, they released the Play Art Shin line of even more premium figures. I've got a couple of those if you want to see them at all. But for a Play Arts Kai, a quote unquote not top premium figure, I think Yuffie. Sorry. I think Yuffie looks amazing. She looks down to pretty much every last detail exactly how she looks in the game. Some of the Kai figures can, I don't want to say be spotty, but there are some that are better than others. Yuffie is probably my favorite Kai figure that I own. I will say that. I mean, she looks so good. If they come out with a Play Art Shin version, I don't know what they will improve. The Play Art Shin ones are nice. Here, let me grab. I can show you guys. Do you want to take a look? I have either Lightning or Cloud. Both pretty good looking figures. I can bring one down for comparison. You guys just let me know which one you'd rather see. Papoto, hey, welcome back in. How's it been? Trinity, welcome on in. Here, let me grab. I want to show off Lightning because she actually, you know what? I don't have to do any of that because right behind here, and I can show obviously any figures if you guys want to see them, but right behind her here, I have the Play Art Shin Zidane or Zidane. I don't know, however you guys prefer to pronounce it. Zidane sounds better to me, so that's what I'll be calling him. Oh, Trinity, Lightning. I will bring Lightning down too. Give me 1 second. Since he's right up there by her, I will bring Cloud down as well. Let me just kind of reorganize some things, guys. Give me just a minute. Small space for a lot of things. Here, I kind of show some of my favorites off. We've got, try to keep everyone in frame. We've got Yuffie, we've got Zidane as requested. Here, this now, Lightning so far is, I would say, my favorite from the Shen line. She looks absolutely amazing. Cape's kind of a pain in the butt to pose, I won't lie, but it looks really, really cool once you have it. Sorry, I'm going to check chat real quick. I've always been curious about that line. I think it's interesting. You can move the eyes. Yeah, no, it is really, really cool. I don't always do it. It's kind of a situational thing, but having that option is really cool. I will just ask real quick too, guys. Music, is it even coming through? Is it disturbing? Anything like that? What are your guys' thoughts? If you can't hear it at all, I'm going to shut it off because it is kind of, honestly, a little distracting to me. So again, here's Play Art Shin Lightning, and then we have Play Art Shin Cloud as well. I just want to check and make sure you guys can actually see him in the frame. Give me 1 second. Oh, that looks perfect. Yeah, really, really cool figures. Not only, I mean, the moving eyes is a big part. I do like the display bases. They look really, really cool, which is just a nice touch. And then they have better posability. Everything just looks a bit better. Music's a bit low. Okay, my laptop's almost maxed out on volume, so I'll try turning it up a little bit. You let me know how it sounds there. Turned it up a fair amount. Personally, and you guys will learn this about me, I am a giant Zach Fair fan. Right back here is probably my favorite figure. So it is the Play Arts Kai Zach Fair, first class. Whoop. Fit him in there. He is just a goddamn beautiful boy, if you ask me. Cool dude. So yeah, this is some of the figures that we've collected in the past couple months here. Yeah, that flower for cloud. It's so I like, so one thing about me is I really prefer posable figures over static ones. Some of the static statues look really, really cool. I won't it's Matt. Hey, Zach is the GOAT. Yeah. Oh my god, I have so much Zach. We've got that Zach. We've got this Zach. We have the soldier second class Zach up there as well. Picked him up. We've got the full crew down here, but of course, Zach is the most important. Sorry, game room's not exactly the most organized right now, but yeah. So again, we're big Final Fantasy fans. Really hard to track some of this stuff down. And so a big part of what Mog's Palace wants to do, hey, thanks for the follow. A big thing that we want to do with Mog's Palace is just being able to hunt down, track down, and bring this kind of merch to you guys here because it's not the easiest thing in the world to find. Absolutely not. But also to be able to kind of create a chill place for fans of Final Fantasy, pretty much any JRPGs. I love Final Fantasy, obviously. I love Nier. I have a good amount of Nier figures. Got some more coming on the way as well. But really just create a nice, chill environment for fans of JRPGs. I'm not going to lie. Whatnot at the first time I looked at it was kind of a little disappointing to me in some ways. That it's full of just like a lot of AI art and people yelling loud, trying to auction and flip cards and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to make more of a little bit of a haven for those old heads of us, or if you're a new JRPG fan. I know there's not all that many new JRPG fans out there, but they do exist. But yeah, Near 2. Yeah, I've got, you know what? This whole video is just going to be me showing off figures, but let me grab some real quick. Now this one, if I had to pick a second goated character next to Zach, it would probably be Kaine. Her figure looks super sick. Huge JRPG fan too. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I want to bring is again, Final Fantasy obviously is a majority of what we've got here. But near big fan. Kingdom Hearts, a huge fan. I grew up on Kingdom Hearts, still some of my favorite games. But as time goes on, I want to kind of offer kind of a wider array of excuse me, of JRPG focused goods as well. So we're sticking to the JRPG. So we're not going to be an anime figure shop. We're not going to, I appreciate all that stuff. I do like anime, but that stuff you can find anywhere. Me and the girlfriend went to a dozen shops around us in different cities. You can find anime anywhere. This is the stuff that's hard to find. We actually went to a store called Lost World of Wonders around us that I used to go to all the time as a kid. And I remember at that store seeing the Advent Children Cloud with Fenrir figure among with other Final Fantasy figures as well. But I remember seeing that and being like, man, that thing is the shit. Well, unfortunately, I went back for the first time since middle school. The like 2 weeks ago, we went in there, and man, it was not what I remember. And I don't think it's that I remember it wrong. It's just that Funko Pops came out, and that store is now roughly 50% Funko Pops. Then you've got anime figures, and a little teeny bit. You had a shelf with a couple of these. I mean, albeit very cool. Well, I've got things upside down inside. They had a couple of these trading arts minis, and that was it. That was the Final Fantasy offering. It was again, it's you'll learn this about me. I can't stand Funko Pops 99% of the time. It is not. Now, if you want something like a Funko Pop, you get these Nendoroids. You go ahead. These are way cooler. Get Nendoroids. Or if you want adorable arts, they kind of fulfill that same. If you want a little cutesy version of the character, get one of those two, man. It looks 100 times better. It's posable to a certain extent. It comes with accessories. It comes with different faces, hands, blah blah blah. You can do stuff with them. Funko Pop, Solus, BDIs. Yeah, I don't. Again, I don't know what time you grew up in. I grew up in the advent of Beanie Babies, which are it's the same thing as Beanie Babies. Everyone hoarded them. Everyone thought, wow, these are going to be worth $1 billion. Um, and they ended up just being landfill material, which is what I think, judging by the clearance section at my local Target and Walmart. I think that's probably what the Funko Pops are destined for as well one day, being a landfill on a nice subdivision. So one thing I've always promised myself is I will not sell Funko Pops. I did kind of break that rule slightly, unfortunately, but I'm going to make it this one time and one time only, and then I am staying off the sauce. Funko Pop's just not for me. But Trinity, what do you say you're a big Final Fantasy fan? What is your favorite? If you had to pick one Final Fantasy game right now, gun to head. 10. I am actually, and now I say I was playing through Final Fantasy X again, trying to get that platinum trophy. And man, is that just a beast or what? Uh, Played and loved them all, literally. Yeah, I mean, 10 is just such a solid game. That's the thing. It's hard to find. I will say this. 10 might be my favorite. I'm kind of on the fence about it. But I will say that the sphere grid level up system is the most satisfying level system of not just Final Fantasy, of probably any game I've ever played. Like, I get lightning shot. Yeah, I did the Chocobo race. I got that done. I did get all the celestial weapons a couple of years ago, trying to get the platinum trophy. Now, very sad story. Makes me want to cry. I had all the trophies done except for penance and mastering the sphere grid. And I gave up on it years ago. And then I tried loading it back up and being like, hey, I'm going to finish it. I'm just going to grind it out, get it done. I lost the save file. So had to start from scratch. And I'm like, that's a bummer. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing Lulu's. Yeah, I don't know. It sucked. I don't plan on using Lulu Endgame anyway, so I'm not even sure that I'll bother getting her Celestial weapon. Probably not, because yeah, that's I doing the Chocobo race for Titus was already enough of a pain in the ass that I'm not about to get into doing that. Um, but yeah, Kaine's goaded. Zach's goaded. I'll die on those hills. But anyways, yeah, 10's a good one. I grew up on 7 and 8 when I was back in like middle school, elementary school, playing my uncle's games. So those are really high up there for me as well. Yeah, it's hard to say for sure, but 10 is solid. Again, I couldn't point to one thing from 10. Oh, 10's playing right now in the background if you can hear it. That good old Besaid theme, or I think that's what it's called. I think it's the Besaid theme. Classic. Hey, West X Terror, welcome on in. Anyways, so that's some of the figures here. I am going to kind of get into, I would be a poor businessman if I didn't at least try to sway people on some things. So I'm going to move these guys to the back. And what I want to talk about at the moment is this Bring Arts Cloud. Now, so I guess you let me know actually tomorrow, kind of in this uh starting this business, starting Mog's Palace. I also wanted to make some YouTube videos. And you have your classics, you have your unboxings, you have your figure showcases, blah blah blah. Um, and that's all well and good. I do plan on doing some of those as some of my collector's items come in. But the first video I was thinking of making was going kind of doing an explanation, a dive into the various arts lines that Square Enix has. Because I remember when we first started collecting, of course, you hop onto the Square Enix store because why wouldn't you? And you look at the categories and you see bring arts, you see play arts, you see static arts, you see whatever. And to me, it was nonsense. I didn't know what it meant. Now I do because I've done a lot of research and I bought a lot of things. So now I get a good understanding of what they all mean. But that's me buying a collection and starting a shop. So, anyway, point being is tomorrow, my day off, I plan on filming a kind of like a Square Enix figure explanation. So, hopefully that's something people are interested in, kind of going over the different art lines and explaining what is a trading arts, what is a play arts, what is a bring arts, what, so on and so forth, to at least give someone like entering into collecting an idea of what they're gonna. Yeah, and I thought that was a cool idea too, because and I looked up and there's not just, I mean, of course, like there's figure review videos, but there didn't seem to be any video that was just like, hey, this is what you're looking at, this is kind of the price points, this is kind of what you're going to be looking at, this is what the figures have to offer. So that's what I'm going to be working on tomorrow. But it's not tomorrow, it is today. So today, I am going to go off on a bit of a rant. So I love the Play Arts Kai. I love the Play Arts Shin. Those are super, super cool. I have found in my collecting that the Bring Arts line, which is what this guy's from, the a Ovo Joy Boy, welcome on in. I will say that the Bring Arts line is very slept on. And I'm going to give an explanation for that. Yeah, you get a smaller figure, of course. Obviously, I know the Play Arts Kai, Play Arts Shin, they are 1/6 scale figures. Bring Art's considerably smaller, which can be a good or a bad thing. It's something that you can display a lot easier. The Play Arts Kai's, Play Arts figures, they take up a lot more room. But this is what I like the most about the Bring Arts lines, and this is why I am so excited that I've started collecting them. If you did not know, There are Bring Arts figures for a shocking amount of Square Enix properties that I had no clue and didn't even imagine that they would have figures in merch. There are Bring Arts figures for, of course, Final Fantasy. You know, the Final Fantasy VII ones have the really cool Tetsuya Nomura artwork design to them, which is awesome. That's cool. I've got Cloud, and somewhere here we've got my boy. We've got my boy Zach as well, looking fresh. Um, So that's all cool and well. They've got, I think, all of the Final Fantasy VII characters in Bring Arts for me at this point. I think they have all of them. They have the main cast. They've got the Turks. They've got Rufus, Sephiroth, of course. Anyway, awesome. Totally cool. Great to collect. And like you can collect all the characters. These Bring Arts, much lower price point. You know, Play Arts Kai, something you got to kind of save up for a while. Play Arts Shin, you're going to definitely have to save up for a while. But these Bring Arts characters, they're a lot more affordable. Uh, Gonzala, hey, welcome on in. Um, so again, kind of the main offerings being the Final Fantasy VII cast in a figure form. But getting back to what I was saying, Bring Arts, you get your Final Fantasy. They have, and let me grab this guy here. We've got the young protagonist from Near Replicant. What I kind of want to bring him out for is to explain that this Bring Arts line, Square Enix has gotten a lot more, taken more risks on it. There are a lot more properties. So you've got your Final Fantasy Bring Arts again. Right now it's mostly seven. You've got Near Bring Arts, so you get characters like the protagonist, Near, if you want to call him that. You've got your Kaine, your 2B, A2, blah, 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 blah. They've got Vagrant Story Bring Arts figures. Now, I saw that and I was like, what? When did that happen? Never would have thought that they would ever make a figure for Vagrant Story of all things. Or I figured if they did, they probably did back when the game came out and it probably sucked because it was a cheap, Fisher Price figure. Um, but they've got that. They've got Xenogears Bring Arts figures, which I got the Vagrant Story ones. They're coming. Xenogears, I have not found a decent price on. And then of course they've got Kingdom Hearts, Near, like I said, The Legend of Mana, Secrets of Mana, that series of games has Bring Arts. Final Fantasy Tactics just fairly recently came out with Bring Arts figures. So they've got a wide reach. Um, and again, like Square Enix is willing to take more risks on it because it's a much cheaper price point. It's cheaper to make. So I think that's really cool. I'm very excited. I want to see like Legend of Dragoon, Parasite Eve. Like I'm excited to see what other properties that they bring up. Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross. Like the sky's the limit. If they're gonna pull a deep cut like Vagrant Story, then really the sky is the limit. But anyway, so we've got Cloud here. So this is his hard edge version, right? So this is a bit of a re-release, kind of, sort of. So of course they have the Cloud with the Buster Sword was the first one that came out. This is the second one. So this is Cloud with the hard edge sword. As you can see, it's got a nice little stand there. I do have one in the shop. So I will kind of say this to anything that I post on the shop, anything favorite Bring Arts was Final Fantasy 9, yes. Those I don't have any. Those are extremely expensive at this point, unfortunately. Very hard to track down. The latest finds I have that I was very excited to get at a decent price were, like I said, I got the Ashley Riot and Sydney Bring Arts from Vagrant Story. And I also finally, and one of my kind of grail finds was the 2-pack Emil and the brother protagonist from Near Replicant. Finally found one at a reasonable price. So I got them as well. So I have those two that'll be coming. Probably going to do an unboxing video or something like that because those are they're very, very hard to find. Um, Oh yeah, very lucky. Very lucky. I was very pleased when I, like I said, I got them under $300 for both of them. So, or not, I shouldn't say together. I got each set of two characters under $300, which is was not easy to find. Um, hey, welcome on in, guys. Yeah. So again, you have the small figures. We'll take him off his stand here. So he is again. They're very posable for what they are. You got him here. So, kind of showing the packaging here. I have it. So again, these characters are modeled off of the original Tetsuya Nomura character art designs from Final Fantasy VII. So that's why they kind of have more like they look more like the battle scene figures or battle scene character models. Um, which is nice because now you can get Cloud in literally any form that you want. You can get the polygon figure. You can get this Tetsuya Nomura battle scene style figure. You can get the highly detailed figures over there all the way up to Play Art Shin. So Cloud obviously gets probably more love than any Final Fantasy character except for Tifa, but sometimes, you know, her stuff's a little sketchy, a little weird. But you can find Cloud in any way, shape, or form that you want to these days. So we'll kind of take a look at the figure here. Um, I think it's really, really nice detail. Like I said, I'm going to go on about these bring arts a lot. And like I said, it's got kind of a two big point factor for me. It has the, again, much more accessible price point. The smaller size, like I said, yes, bigger figures are cool. Like I love having the Play Art Shin Cloud to display, but you can, you know, for fitting one of him there, you can fit a handful of really cool Bring Arts figures. You know, you could fit a ton of these on one shelf. So if you want to just get like a completionist collection, this is the way to go. If you want one of every character, this is the way to go. Unless you're gifted with the space in your house to dedicate an entire room of having, say, like the full Final Fantasy VII cast or the Final Fantasy IX cast or whoever, this is going to be the way to go. You still get a good amount of customization options. So you can kind of see here, there are additional hands. You know, the sword comes out too. It's not, you know, like a static attached piece. Um, so it can pop out just like that. There's a different post. I'm not going to grab it out because you get the idea, but there's a different post that changes out for this one in his back. And I already took it out for Zach. And I already know that this one part is kind of a pain to get out. But you switch it for the other one, and then bam, you can actually just hook the sword right up to his back. And so you can kind of pose that way. So, again, just a very basic figure. You know, it's very simple in design. But like I said, it's the fact that this line is so flexible and what Square Enix is willing to do with it, that's what excites me. Like I said, I cannot wait to see what future properties from Square Enix show up in Bring Arts. Because, like I said, if they're doing Xenogears, if they're doing Vagrant Story, they're showing that they're willing to take a real deep cut into the figures that they bring into this line. So we can get figures for characters that realistically we'd never get. Like, we're not going to get Faye from Xenogears in a Play Arts Kai. That's not going to happen. But getting them in this much smaller figure that Square Enix is willing to take risks on, and I think that's pretty awesome. Sorry. Um, yeah, no, it is really exciting because it's something you can collect, and it's nice to have all the character figures next to each other and not feel. I mean, yes, the FF7 ones are obviously stylistically very different, but you know what? You can have these two on a shelf next to each other, and it feels, you know, put them, I don't know, put them over here, like it just still displays nicely together, even though yes, it's different art styles, it's different games. They do still look really, really good. So like I said, you can fit a lot of these on a shelf where you would put one Play Arts Kai figure. So yeah, yeah, just very excited. I know that's something that I'm keeping my ear to the ground for, is like, what are the next, because you know they did just announce the Play Art Shin line. I shouldn't say they just announced it. They just released it recently. But you can kind of like, yes, there are some maybe standout characters. I think so. They have Vincent was the first one, which I think is kind of strange. Vincent's awesome, but it was kind of weird that they chose him to announce the line with. Lightning, Cloud. I've got Noctis coming. Yeah, odd choice. You think it would be Cloud or Lightning? That they started with Vincent. Very cool figure. We do have him coming. He's not here yet. So once he does get here, of course, I'll be showing him off to everyone. Um, Noctis, we have coming. Tifa, we have on pre-order. She comes out next month, and then Fran is coming out pretty soon. Um, or maybe she's already out. I thought she's coming out after Tifa, who releases again next month, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, Noctis looks pretty cool. I'm excited to get him into the collection as well. Um, but my point being is you can kind of sort of, yes, the Shin line is a little surprising, but you kind of more or less know what characters are going to get put into the line. Whereas this Bring Arts, they've opened up the floodgates and it's like you have no idea what they're going to be coming out with. The sky's the limit. So, again, not to harp on that too much, but I thought that was pretty cool. I'm very excited. Like I said, that's me geeking out because I kind of just learned that recently that they had these deep cut characters. But we'll move them off to the side. Yeah, if you just kind of want to see Trinity, if you want to just kind of see her around the room, I can kind of show you what I've got. I've got some cool stuff here. I'm biased because I'm me. I can kind of show you the collection that we built so far. We're still, yeah, absolutely. All right. So obviously you can see everything that you've got here. Some really cool things. So I'm also a Lego guy. You can see I've got Minas Tirith right there, Barad-dûr, Rivendell. I'm not going to show you. It is not a clean room right now. It's kind of all taken apart because I had to scrap together a setup to do this. I like these a lot. I like these guys a lot. I am, like I said, a Lego guy. Let me show you. Actually, you know what? We're going to show a different part because I got some stuff to show you. These up here in my display. We got this happy crew here. That I have diligently collected and put together, which I think they look amazing, especially this Lego. I love that staff. Obviously, it's off-brand, but I still think it's really cool. You'll notice a lot too. Lord of the Rings is something me and the girlfriend are both really into as well. Down here we have Final Fantasy X and Chrono Trigger. Don't mind. I'm waiting on replacement parts to come for Marl and Frog because they sent me a Frog with no eye printing, and they sent me Marl with a missing piece, so I cannot put her face on. So she looks pretty cursed right now. But yeah, that's some of the stuff. I'm a huge Chrono Trigger fan as well. Oh yeah. We know we got all of them. The only ones I don't have is there is Jack and there is Seymour, and I want to say I ordered one of them. I cannot remember which it is, but I ordered one of them because I have an extra spot up there. But I'm gonna have to expand this little Lego shelf to fit the Chrono Trigger gang into. I did also get they have Final Fantasy VI, pretty much all like 500 characters from Final Fantasy VI. I ordered a couple of them. They're really nice little builds. I like them a lot. And actually, to kind of maybe it's just a bit of me trying to do a little bit of branding and stuff, but I did buy some Final Fantasy Lego sets like that to put into certain packages that I may or may not be sending out to ship, kind of a little give back and a little thank you. So that's always a plus. Up here, again, Cloud's obviously out of there, but Cloud goes there. Aerith next to my main man, Zach. Again, a lot of the figures are kind of pulled off to the side there. Got the Ultimania. The Ultimania for Rebirth, I think releases this month or next month. So that one's coming because, again, it's got my boy Zach on it. I couldn't help myself. Plus, the Ultimanias are just really cool for news and having different, information on the games. So I like those a lot. And they make really nice display pieces. And this is actually something I've been bit too busy setting up the shop to actually look at them, which is a shame. Maybe tonight I will. But I just got in. If you're a Final Fantasy fan, I'm sure you probably heard of Final Fantasy Union, the YouTube channel. Yes, of course. Just recently, I got in, bam, these two boys. So I gotta crack them open yet. But I got these two, and I also went to the Patreon or Kickstarter, the Kickstarter for their third book, which I believe is called Protectors of the Crystal. So, of course, this is the one about the Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy summons, and then Protectors of the Crystal is the goes over the various Final Fantasy jobs that there have been through the years. So, again, I got to actually get myself to reading these soon, but I've been very, very busy getting the shop up and running, buying inventory, having to, it's a lot of work. A lot more work than I figured at first, trying to source all this stuff and get inventory in from, usually from Japan. Probably not the best environment right now to do this in, but, I said, screw it, we're going to do it. I want to go part time at my real job. And I'm hoping this will allow me to do that because slaving away at 9 to 5 well, actually, I work 10-hour shifts, so it's much longer than that. But I don't want to be doing that my entire life. And this stuff interests me a lot more. Really want to build like a good, solid community around it. Dr. Vader, welcome on in. But yeah, I want to build like a solid community by collectors for collectors and be able to just bring a lot of the stuff and talk about a lot of the stuff that excites me about JRPGs, Final Fantasy, because I'm still to this day a really big fan. But if you guys want to take a look, I do have as well. So this is the Adorable Arts line. This is kind of what I was saying is like, dude, if you like Funko Pops, like ditch the Funko Pops, get some of these. It's still a growing line. That's all of these lines are growing. They're coming out with new Shin figures. They're coming out with new Adorable Arts figures and Bring Arts figures. So these are all expanding lines. But if you like Funko Pops, like, dude, these look so much nicer. Yeah, they're very cute and they're very cool. I do enjoy them quite a bit. Girlfriend loves them, obviously, because she's a little bit more into the cutesy style. But even for me, like these just look sick. Um, and again, I have some sealed copies here for sale, but I can kind of show you. Uh, I can take it out of the box. Why the heck not? We got the time. Um, but like, take Zach here. Obviously I have him in this beautiful, beautiful classic pose, which by the way, it's very difficult to get his full size figures into that pose because the Buster Sword weighs so goddamn much that the joints just have a hard time. So I appreciate that this figure can get into the what is it? Protect your dreams? No. Protect your honor. I'm spacing. Uh Embrace your dream. Yeah, embrace your dreams, and no matter what happens, protect your honor as a soldier. There we go. We got it. See? Hey, right, welcome on in. Yep, we got it. The line straight from the boy's mouth. The boy, America's best boy, the world's only boy, Zach Fair. So yeah, I want to kind of show you. So we'll kind of change him around. Sword slides right out. Like I said, you get the price of freedom is steep, dude. It is absolutely steep. Uh, Come and get some, as he says. Oop. So sword slides off like that. For all these figures, the head just kind of pops right off like that. So Zach and Tifa come with alternate heads. Lightning actually doesn't. That is maybe my one gripe about the Lightning figures is both this figure and even her Play Art Shin version. Her Play Art Shin this Adorable Arts only has the one face, and her Play Art Shin has two faces. And my God, I would be hard pressed to tell you what is different between the two of them. And I know like Lightning's a pretty stoic character. She's not the most emotionally expressive person on the planet, but it is still kind of a shame that you don't get too much variety in facial features with her. But anyway, yeah. So for these figures, again, Zach here, arms pop right off, and you can go ahead, pops in nicely. Same over here. Bam. And sword can slide. Whoop. Got to be a little bit better with the. Guess I got to be a little bit more firm. There we go. And there we go. So it's nice. Again, I really like figures, obviously, and the thing I like about them is that I like changing up their poses. Usually, every Thursday is my day off from work. I start my morning by changing up the poses of all of my figures and stuff like that to keep things fresh in the room. I like to do themes a lot. So, one week will be battle stances. The next week might just be emotions, and I'll have Cloud holding a flower and stuff like that. Make everyone look a little bit pensive and a little bit introspective. But yeah, Trinity, I'm assuming, do you have some figures collected? What do you got so far? Oh, do you have some of like the classic ones, like the original Play Arts line? Literally hundreds. Oh man, you're gonna have to like send me a pic or something because I want to see that. We've only been collecting for maybe 3 months. Yeah, probably about 3 months. I got well, yeah, because I got my girlfriend for Mother's Day. I got her Lightning, and that was our first one. So whenever Mother's Day was, that is how long we've been collecting. So a couple months. Really slept on figures. I was big into Lego. I am still big into Legos, but that's primarily what we got to decorate the game room. And then I bought her Lightning because she thinks Lightning. I mean, Lightning is the shit. Got her that, and it kind of just struck a chord, and we were like, "Oh, we need more figures." So it's been collection mode since then. And then, like I said, kind of morphed that into, hey, why not start doing this as a business? Because, like, listen, I like my job. I'm a nurse. I work in surgery. You know, yeah, hell yeah, do it. I work in surgeries and stuff, so I like my job enough, but it's just for me, it's difficult to sit through those long shifts. Sometimes 12, 14-hour days. It's a lot of work. And it's great and all. I do enjoy it, but Final Fantasy and JRPGs it was something that I grew up on. It really helped me form who I am as a even back in elementary, middle school. Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 7, all that good stuff. It's what I grew up on, and it's something that stuck with me to this day. And luckily I found someone. My girlfriend loves Final Fantasy just as much as I do, because she is pretty much in the same boat. So, point being, that is why I want to run a business, like being able to hunt down these figures, see a bunch of cool stuff, and bring it to other people. It's kind of my goal with this, building a community, building people, with similar interests, and being able to bring and show off really cool stuff is something that, I toyed around with the idea for a little while, but, about a week ago, I was just kind of like, you know what, let's do it. Let's do this. Yeah, of course. It is. And Whatnot was a very different thing when I first hopped on here. I don't know what I was expecting. All the YouTube ads should have kind of explained to me what Whatnot was. But It's a very different environment than something I would hope for, and that's kind of why I wanted to, start something here, start something on YouTube, stuff like that, like make a community that isn't some high pitched, fast paced auction giveies, dollar 1 cent dollar starts, you know, and stuff like that, because that's all over the place. So it's like maybe we make something that's a little bit more of a wind down, something we can talk about figures, talk about, you know, stuff that we all like and enjoy. Obviously I would love to sell things because I am starting a business, but the more important thing is, if the way I look at it is, if I've got stuff people want, they'll get it. That's how that works. So why maybe we can do more about talking about what we want and what we want to see, talk about the things that we enjoy about the hobby, about the games, about the series, about the genre of JRPGs as a whole, because I do want to spread out into a few choice. Again, we're going to keep it very Square Enix focused. But I do also, there's games like the Persona series, that I'm interested in. The Tales series is also a very cool one. And I do want to branch out into those a little bit. But again, it's going to be, three pillars are really going to be Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and Nier. Because I will say I love Final Fantasy, but I freaking love Nier. Those games, those two games. Wow, what an impact from. I would love, what I want to see. I want to see Bring Art's Drakengard figures. That would be the coolest shit. Yeah, if we get like a Zero figure and her sisters, or a fucking Kime figure. Again, deep cuts, but hey, Vagrant Story is the world's deepest cut that I can think of for Square Enix to, bring into figure form. So if they can do that, then, I mean, Nier's a very popular series. Nier's one of the three series that gets Play Arts Kai figures. I mean, it's to my knowledge, it's Final Fantasy, Nier, and Kingdom Hearts are the only ones in the Kai line, unless I'm missing something. But um, so again, Drakengard figures. Come on, Square Enix, let's get on it. I would absolutely day one buy Zero, any of them, Zero, Kime, anyone. I would grab them day one, no question. I don't know if you knew, or if you have any interest in Chrono Trigger, Trinity. But just recently, because I believe this year is the 30th year anniversary, Chronological Trigger, perfect. um, oh, so nostalgic! What a great game. They just recently, this year, I don't remember exactly when, but this year is Chrono Trigger's 30th anniversary. So they are making Formism, which I'm sure if you collect so much, you're probably familiar with it. But Formism is releasing Chrono and Marl as Formism figures. So I think that's super, super cool. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Very hard to find. They've been pre ordered to the moon and back. I had to scrounge sites to get pre orders for them. Did get them. I did get both of them. But it's super, super exciting because, if they've got Chrono and Marl, or Marley, or however Marl, whatever, eventually they're gonna have Magus, Frog, Luca, Robo. I want a Robo figure so bad. Ayla, like the rest are gonna be coming. It would be a damn shame if they made those two and then stopped there. There's so much potential in that series, and again, maybe seeing them in Bring Arts form. The formisms look really, really nice, and it's especially because I think Chrono Trigger looks really good in like the chibi set. So like having adorable arts of the Chrono Trigger characters would actually be really cool too. I think maybe, I mean, you could still do them as Bring Arts figures. There's definitely a way to do that. It's just with that art style, that Akira Toriyama art style, looking a little bit more chibi baseline. Um, But I mean, you could say the same thing about Zidane too. You know, the Final Fantasy IX characters are kind of more chibi designed, and he looks phenomenal as a play art Shin figure. So you know what, they could do Chrono Trigger and Bring Arts. I think the Chrono Cross characters would look phenomenal in Bring Arts too. So I wouldn't be shocked to see them coming in sometime in the near future. But yeah, look up Formism Chrono, Formism Marl. Um, because they're supposed to be releasing later this year. I don't remember exactly when. I think it's sometime in the fall. I don't think it's all the way to winter. I think it's in the fall. But they look really, really cool. So I'm going to be really excited to add those to the collection. I mean, you saw my Chrono Trigger Legos, brick heads. You know, they're pretty sick. Really big fan of those games. You know, grew up Chrono Trigger all day, every day. But yeah, is let's see, what else do we have around here? Um, but yeah, definitely be looking out for that video. Like I said, I've never made a YouTube video before. Yeah, 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 yeah. Get going. You know, I'm happy you stopped in. I'm gonna be doing a try to do a video every other day or a stream on whatnot. And yeah, check out for that video because I'll be working on that tomorrow. Hopefully get that out tomorrow. So yeah, it was nice talking to you. I'll talk to you again soon. All right. Have a good shift. Hey, what's going on? Recreating, welcome on in. Hope you're doing good tonight. Kind of winding down things here. So, again, a couple times a week, I'll probably be doing about an hour long show, showing off a lot of the new stuff that comes in, both for my collection and also to sell. So, bringing you guys some of the really cool stuff as well. I typically try to order two of anything if I am able to. It's within my ability, and that way I have one that I can show off to you guys and one for the shop. Hey, Mr. Fantastic, how's it going? Welcome on in.